Hi, welcome to this third session of audibility. Okay, here's Ignacio. Hi, Ignacio. Okay. I sincerely hope that your health improves soon. And don't worry if you can't stand all the session. But most important is your health and good order. And I hope you get a little bit better about your health. Okay, with your activities, it's very okay. So, Ignacio, welcome for all of these students that will watch this session in the record way. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And here I am. So you can watch the slides that I have for you. Okay, about this week number 3, we are talking about the unit number 4, my goals. And when you are talking about your goals, you always have to use the future. So, first, in this session, we are going to talk about the training purpose and expected learning of this week, a little bit about integrative activities, and between the instructions of the integrative activities, I also want to check with you some selected topics. What about, well, especially future? And I want to review with you also the formative activities. So, what about the unit number 4, my goals? You have to write about your desires, your goals, your plans, about your personal life. And what it is expected that you do during this week is to talk in a writing way, in an oral way, and also that you can understand or listening all these aspects about the plans, about your goals, about all this, about the personal life or the project personal life. So about the content of this week or this unit is I will do it. What are you going to do? Would you like to? And my life project. It is all about future. Future simple here and idiomatic future, but about future. So we have two integrative activities. The activity number 5, be a positive thinker, and the activity number 6, opening ceremony. So let me see and check the audio of the session. Okay. Yes, the audio, it's okay. So we are going to start with activity number 5, be a positive thinker. All this stuff is about your plans, your goals in a short time, in a medium time, and in a kind of large time. A short, medium, and larger time. And look about this. I have filled this activity with some examples about what do you have to write in this activity. For example, you have to think about things you would like to improve in your life. What are you planning to do in the next year or in 2 years? So, for example, personal, about myself. It's something about your characteristics, about something that you want to change about yourself. I mean, And the question is, what could you like to improve in your life? And I put, I would like to have a better handling. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I would like to have a better handling emotions and to organize my time to do yoga. I would like. Van a usar la expresión would like para decir me gustaría. I would like. ¿Ok? Would like, me gustaría. Eso es lo que significa. I would like to have. Me gustaría tener. I would like to be. Me gustaría ser, etc. So you are going to use the expression I would like. What are you planning to do the next year? Remember that we are talking about myself, personal changes. I am planning to do meditation. So I underline this because I am talking about idiomatic future. I am planning. We are using the verb to be followed by the verb with ing termination. I am planning to do meditation. Also, I will read books about handling emotions. And here I am using the future simple. I will read. And one more time, I am using here the idiomatic future, and I am going to do yoga in my house. Okay? So I am sharing or I am writing with idiomatic future or simple future, but always in future because I am talking about my planning in the next year. And what about 2 years later? Okay, I am going to control my emotions, and even if I don't control it very well, I am going to train myself with different techniques to work on it, as meditations, bathing, and exercise. I am going to control. I am going to train. I am using idiomatic future. And it's exactly the same for the other aspects: emotional, family and friends; professional, it's about your career, your job, I mean; and economic. So there are 4 aspects: personal, emotional, professional, and economic. And you have to write the answer for each question. What would you like to improve in your life? Of course, about emotional, about professional, and about economic. What are you going to planning to do the next year? Of course, about emotional, professional, and economic. And the last one is, what are you going to achieve in 2 years? About personal things, about emotional things, about professional things, and about economic stuff. So, and notice I put here some another example. For example, one more about professional aspects. What would you like to improve in your life? About professional, I would like to get the Take IT Teaching Knowledge Test certification, which is an important certification for English teachers. And I think that it will help me to be a better teacher. So I am using would like to describe what I want to do about professional things, or what I want to achieve. And what are you planning to do next year? I am planning to buy some self-study guides to approve the exam for certification. So I will have to study by my count, and I am going to study 2 hours a day. And what are you going to achieve in 2 years? I am going to get the Take IT certification, and I am going to be an online English teacher in other online platforms besides Prep and Linea. So, when you are going to use present simple and when you are going to use idiomatic future. Here I want to see with you about the future simple and the grammar of this tense. For future simple, you just have to put the subject, auxiliary will, and the bare infinitive verb. I will run. So the auxiliary indicate us that we are talking about the future. Yo correré. So will is a modal verb that has no Spanish translation. The verb accompanied by will becomes future. Negative form is the subject, the auxiliary will, and not. I won't run. Yo no correré. And you can use won't or will not. Won't is the contracted form and will not is the complete form. Verb infinitive verbs or bare infinitive verb means that you don't have to use the to. So you are going just put the verb without the to. And for the interrogative way, you have to use first the auxiliary followed by the subject and then the bare infinitive verb and finally the question mark. So will she run and the question mark. And what about the answer? The answer it could be affirmative or negative. Aaron, no hay gas. No hay gas. Yes, I will, or no, I will not. If you are talking about an affirmative response or answer, you have to use yes, the subject, the auxiliary, no, the subject, the auxiliary, and the not word. And about the idiomatic future grammar, we have to use the subject, the verb to be conjugated, going, and the infinitive verb, but with the to. I am going to run. I am going to run. So remember about the verb to be, you have to use are, is, or an according to the subject that you are talking about. And the infinitive verb, but with the to. For the negative form, you are going to add the word not to indicate that you are negating the action. I am not going to run. And remember that you can use the contracted form, like for example, aren't, or you can use the complete form, are not. You can say is not or isn't. And for the interrogative way, you have to put first the verb to be followed by the subject, going, and the infinitive verb, and finally the question mark. Is she going to run? Is she going to run? Are, are they going to run? Am I going to run? Remember that the verb to be depends it depends or to the subject. For short answers, you must use yes, more verb to be, yes, she is, or no, more verb to be, no, she isn't. And when you are going to use future with will or future with going to. Commonly, will is used to speak about events that are not very sure to happen. It's just a kind of future, but it's not very sure. And you are going to use the going to when it is very sure that it will be happen. Entonces, will lo usamos cuando son acciones que no son muy seguras que pasen y el going to para acciones que son seguras que van a pasar. Tienen mucha mayor probabilidad de que pase. For example, I think I will go to Tijuana. It could be or maybe no. But next Friday, I am going to Tijuana. I have my tickets. Let's see. Like you have or she or he have the tickets, it's very or pretty sure that he is going to Tijuana. Why? Well, he have the tickets already. Él ya tiene los boletos. Entonces es muy seguro que va a ir. I guess I will study medicine. I guess. I think. I am not very sure about this. But what about? I am going to study medicine in Mexico City. I passed my entrance exam. I am going to. Why? Because I have passed my exam. Voy a estudiar el examen. Voy a estudiar el examen. Ese era mi objetivo y ya lo pasé. Algo esta otra. Creo que estudiaré medicina. Ujú. I will have my own business in the future. It could be, or maybe not. It's a kind of goal that is not very sure about that. I am going to have my own business. I am going to have my own business. I am going. Voy a hacerlo. I am sure about this. Estoy seguro de eso. I have planned my own business. He planeado mi propio negocio. ¿Sale? So this is the difference between use will, use going to. So let's see about the example that I put here. For professional. For professional, I am saying that I am planning to buy some self-study guides. So I will have to study by my count. I will have. Estudiaré por mi cuenta. And I am going to study 2 hours a day. Voy a estudiar 2 horas al día. Estoy segura de eso. ¿Sale? So, when I use going to, I am sure about what I am going to do. If I use will, I am not very sure about that. Entonces, cuando uso going to, estoy segura de que eso es lo que voy a hacer. Cuando uso will, puede ser, puede que no lo sé. ¿Ok? So, notice the difference about that. For example, here, I will read books about handling emotions. Leeré libros del manejo de las emociones. Es un plan. But I am going to do yoga in my house. Pero voy a hacer yoga en mi casa. Estoy segura de eso. ¿Sí? In Spanish, we don't have this difference between the use of the future. No tenemos en español esta diferencia entre el uso del futuro o de algo más seguro o algo más incierto. So it happened just in English, the will and the going to. So with this, I am talking about the activity, the integrative activity number 5. And after you have completed the answers to these 3 questions about these 4 aspects, you have to write a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines describing how you will be in 5 years about the future. For example, I put here, in 5 years, I will have 38 years old. I will have been married for 11 years and my child will have 7 years old. Also, I think that I will finish my second career in psychology and maybe I will start a master's degree in ambiental psychology. I will be very good, I think, very good yoga instructor, and I hope I will be completely vegetarian. Also, I will have an excellent relationship with my entire family, including my husband, my son, my mother, my father, my sisters, my niece, my nephew, my cousins, and my aunts and uncles. I will be a person involving nature's care with a sustainable lifestyle. Besides, I will handling emotions with a balanced life. So this is a dream for me. Believe me, every time I read this, I remember myself about my goals. And because I write this with a very honest way, in a very honest way, and I put my real goals in my life. And when I read this time by time with the modules, I always remember, oh, remember that you are working to achieve this. You are working for this. And I mean, it's very funny for me because I always, finding myself with little paragraphs. So I invite you to write these 5 to 8 lines with a very honest or honest heart, with honesty, I mean, because it helps understand what I want to achieve in my life. And finally, you are going to record the answers that you put in this chart. So just this chart. You are going to record your audio and you are going to copy the URL here. And it is all about this activity. Good morning, Marie Carmen. Welcome, welcome. Remember that if you have any question, any doubt about the activities, about the resources, about, I mean, anything about the module, you can use the chat now. Don't wait until the final, because until the final, we don't have enough time. Recuerden poner cualquier duda, comentario que tengan ahora en el chat. No esperen hasta el final porque luego no tenemos tiempo hasta el final. Okay, so this is about activity number 5. I want to talk about activity number 6 of the ceremony. For this activity, it's a kind of strange instructions, but you have to make an imaginary exercise where, look, this is the format of the activity. Look, you have to think that you, in your job, excuse me, in your job are planning to do a ceremony, and you are in the job and your coworker receive a call where they give some information about the ceremony, but you are not in this moment. So you have to ask your co-worker about the planning of the ceremony, and also what is he or she going to do for the ceremony. So first, you have to write 3 questions about the specific information about the opening ceremony. For example, where will the opening take place? Open ceremony. Also, 3 questions about partner or co-worker will do. Example, what will you wear for that day? And of course, these 3 or these 6 questions are imaginary. You have to write it, and also you have to answer it. Use long answers, please. We are going to see what about these long answers. And finally, you have to write the answer to the question how the English can help you to have a better job. And you have to record a voice message with the last paragraph only, just the last. This, how the English can help you to have a better job. And I want to check with you the instructions or the structure of this activity. So, in the first session of this activity, you have to write 3 questions to know specific information about the opening ceremony. And the example is, where will the opening take place? What about to write questions? Remember that you have to use the double H word, could be where, what, when, why, etc. And maybe you can't, or you don't need to use this double H word. It's optional, but I mean, to get information about the opening ceremony, it's better that you use double H words. You put first the double H word, where, followed by will, After that, the subject, the verb, and the complement. Where is the double H word? Will. The subject is the opening ceremony. The verb, take, and the complement, place. ¿Dónde será la ceremonia? Also, you can use the going to tense with double H, but instead will you are going to use the verb to be and is or are, the subject, and going to with the verb and the complement. So this is about questions in future. So this activity is have the goal that you practice how to write questions in future. Excuse me a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. And finally, you are going to write another 3 questions, but to find out what your partner, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. What your partner will do before the opening day. This is because you need to get some information about what is going to do your partner. And it's exactly the same. Look, the structure of the question is the same. What will you is subject where for that day? And look, this is an example with going to. What, the verb to be, are, the subject, going to, where. So it's exactly the same question, but here I am making the question with the future simple tense, and here I am using the idiomatic future or going to future. So you have to write the answer and remember to use long answers. What about the long answer? For example, question number 2. Where will the opening take place? And the question is, the opening ceremony will be in the city theater of the town. I can complete. The second question, what will you wear for that day? Or what are you going to wear for that day? And I can use, I am going to wear, for example, a beautiful red dress. But it's incorrect that you write only a red dress. So, por favor, respecto a las respuestas cortas, eviten poner respuestas como a red dress, un vestido rojo. No, you need answer, long answer. I am going to wear a beautiful red dress. Complete answer. So, remember to use that. And finally, you are going to write a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines, and you are going to write how the English can help you to have a better job. And you are going to put, the English will help me to get a better job because, and complete the 5 to 8 lines. And about your audio, you are going to include just this paragraph. So it's about the audio. So this is about the activities. And I have some questions. Mari Carmen, Marta, welcome. Thank you, Ignacio. I really hope about that. Ignacio me está diciendo que espera que yo logre mis metas en la vida en 5 años y de verdad espero eso. Okay, Marta. Good morning, Marta. Mari Carmen Herrera is asking that if the answer could be fiction. Yes, of course. Even, well, I don't know exactly if you are talking about the activity number 5 or number 6. Okay, the number 5, I don't recommend you or I don't suggest you to use fictional information. I suggest you to use the real information. I don't want that you confess with me, but you need to use real information about this. Remember that the knowledge is better, it means something for you. No recomiendo que para la actividad número 5 usen respuestas ficticias. No espero que se confiesen conmigo, pero sí que usen información real acerca de ustedes. Recuerden que para adquirir conocimiento es mejor que este sea significativo para nosotros. Y si tiene relación con nuestra vida, siempre va a ser significativo. But about the activity number 6, of course, you need to use fictional questions and also fictional answers. Pero para la actividad número 6, sí, por supuesto que tienen que usar un real, o respuestas, tanto preguntas como respuestas no reales. Ustedes las van a inventar. ¿Sale? Excuse me. But about the paragraph number 4, no, the last paragraph, you have to use real information. What do you think about this by real? Is your personal ideas, I mean. So you need to use the information that think it is correct. Pero para el último párrafo, ustedes necesitan usar información real, lo que ustedes realmente piensan acerca de esto. ¿Sale? Ignacio is asking if the ceremony is imaginary. Yes, at the first I told you that this activity is a kind of strange because the exercise that you have to do is just an imaginary situation. Es una actividad un poco extraña porque desde el inicio se les pide que piensen en una situación imaginaria where you are in the job and in the job are organizing an opening ceremony. Están organizando una ceremonia de inauguración and just in the moment that you are going to the bathroom or somewhere, your partner or your co-worker receive a calling where they give some information about the opening ceremony. So you have to make some questions to your partner in order to know all this information that he or she received. En un momento que estás en el trabajo o algún lugar, a tu compañero recibe una llamada donde le dan información acerca de la ceremonia. Así que para que tú puedas conocer la información de la ceremonia, necesitas preguntar a tu compañero acerca de toda esta información. So this is because you need to write the 3 questions about the ceremony, about the opening ceremony, and another 3 questions about what is going to do your partner. So yes, the ceremony is just imaginary. Okay. And these are the 2 integrative activities that we have to work on this week number 3. We are in the middle of the module. I know that there are or have been a lot of problems with platform, but almost all of you have working very well during this module. Even the problems with the connectivity of platform. So I really, I am very grateful with this because you have, you are very responsible students and it is very important for me as facilitator. And okay, this is exactly the same that we have seen before about the questions in English with will or the questions with going to. We have also some formative activities to work on the formative activities because they are very important. They help you to check some main topics of the week. What are your plans for the future? In this activity, you are going to use the present simple tense. and New Year's resolutions. This is about also the future with going to and this and with will. So these two activities help you to check the main topics of the week. There are a lot of other questionnaires that you have to resolve, and there are not formative activities as this, but I mean also they help you to practice these topics. And it is, or this is the final of the session. I'm going to tell you something about the connectivity with the platform. I know that we have some problems with the platform. Even this second Sunday of the module, we're still having problems. And I want that you know that the platform is trying to be for the technical support or the support linea, but I don't know exactly what is happening. But I mean, the problem has been reported. They are working on this problem, so we can't do anything else about this. But the only thing that we have to do is to try to work on this module even with this problem of the platform. So if you need any extension, any kind of extra time for making your activities, please let me know with your complete name and also with the number and the name of the activity that you need the extension, and I will give you. Please remember that you have only until Wednesday for this extension. Today, Monday, the platform is working very well. I don't have any problem to connect it, but yesterday at night, like 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the night, there was a lot of problems with the platform. So that's why I am telling you about the extensions. Entonces, yo sé que hay muchos problemas con la conectividad en plataforma. Quiero que sepan que el problema ya ha sido reportado. Incluso están trabajando el técnico de prepa en línea. No sabemos exactamente cuál es el problema, pero digamos que el problema está siendo atendido por los encargados de resolver este tipo de problemas. Sin embargo, pues al respecto no podemos hacer nada más, más que tratar de concluir nuestro módulo en los tiempos acordados. Eso es lo más importante y en lo que nos estamos enfocando, independientemente de los problemas en plataforma. Así que incluso ayer domingo antier domingo, pues estoy pensando que hoy es lunes. El domingo todavía hubo problemas de conectividad durante la noche, a partir de las 8, 9, 10, 11 de la noche. Así que si alguno de ustedes no ha podido enviar sus actividades integradoras, pueden solicitar una extensión, una flexibilidad para el otorgamiento de extensiones por esta situación de la conectividad o intermitencia en plataforma. Sin embargo, pues tienen hasta el día de mañana para hacer la solicitud correspondiente. En estos momentos sé que no es su responsabilidad, sé que no es su culpa la cuestión de plataforma, pero sí les pido que unamos esfuerzo para poder sacar el módulo de la mejor manera posible. Les comentaba que a pesar de esta falta o esta intermitencia en plataforma, ustedes están trabajando excelentemente bien. Me da gusto como facilitadora, me da muchísimo gusto, es bueno trabajar con un grupo así. Sin embargo, sí les pido que no esperen a trabajar hasta el domingo, Traten de hacer sus actividades con tiempo. A pesar de esta situación, actividades de semana 1 y semanas de actividades formativas, no se pueden abrir, chicos. Así que no se pueden abrir. Lo único que se puede, para lo que se pensión, es para actividades integradoras. Entonces, actividades formativas, cuestionarios o demás, traten de trabajarlos previamente, ¿sale? No sabemos hasta cuándo van a poder resolver este problema, pero pues ya ahora sí que la pelota está en la cancha en donde debe de estar y esta es la situación. Well, for don't do this session longer, we are going to close this session. I am not going to say you goodbye because we are still having connection platform, but I am going to tell you see you later and have a nice day. Continue working on your activities, and I am going to be very okay. I'm going to be working on platform. If you need something, please tell me with me or with your tutor, and I am pleased of being useful for you. So see you later, guys, and continue working on. Bye, and thank you for being here. Bye bye.